Okay, welcome back, folk. Do apologize about the reverberation on this sound. And right now we're just doing a quick check on the various war assets. And as I said earlier, I think this is one of the things about the game that's sort of interesting, is this is the multiplayer aspect of it, which I never got into. But when you play multiplayer, the theaters of war change and can have supposedly have actual effects on the way the game plays. I never noticed a difference from what I saw online with the different endings and everything, so I never cared. And again, I say it honestly, I thought that the one big thing that I didn't like was, why on earth are we putting multiplayer in the Mass Effect series? It seems so unnecessary. Now, I think was I heading down the shovelway? Nah, I was going to Palaven. I think I'm going to do a little bit more scanning real quick, and then I'm going to jet out, and yeah, there's nothing here for me. When I noticed it says 100 assets at the top, I sort of just said, okay, I'm leaving. And one of the things that irritates me is that it counts those random fuel depots you find as war assets, even though they have no purpose. Ah, here come the Reapers. They're aware. Now, I think I'm about to set them off. No, I'm not. Oh, good. Alright, time to leave. Now, the whole planet scanning mechanic is not as onerous as it was in the last game, but by the same token, it is somewhat tedious, especially later on, when you're going through like system after system just trying to find the one needle in the haystack. You eventually do catch it, but it does, slow the progress down a little bit. By the same token, it was a compromise between the slow planet scanning BS that was so prevalent in the second game and the incredibly clunky controls of the Mako. And it is kind of neat. It's sort of the whole collect them all mentality, where you're going from place to place just trying to find all the cool stuff. And 10,000 credits, more cash. And that is one of the things about the game that's interesting, is that I think you get less cash in this game than you did in any other Mass Effect series. And I mean that somewhat, honestly, because in the second game, Cerberus was paying you pretty well. And you also found a lot of salvage and stuff, but you were fairly straightforward in how much money you could get. In the first game, you could just rake up money by going to random planets and blowing crap up. And by the end of those games, it wasn't uncommon to have millions of credits. That's such a cool effect. Why did I jump back to the Citadel? Oh, that's right. I went there by mistake. I was looking for the next major event. Here we go. Now, in the previous two games, Garrus and other Turians made frequent mention of a place called Palaven. And what we discover is that Palaven is the Turian homeworld. And it's sort of like the central core from their empire, or their world, essentially. I'm still trying to convince myself there's something in this area worth finding, and there just isn't. So I'm gonna go sneak over to another system real quick, raid it for any materials I can find, and then come back to Palaven. What I find funny is that oftentimes these layouts are so small.
Signal confirmed.
And here they come. Every time you hear that noise, you'll cringe. But it always is a way of knowing that the Reapers have arrived and they're after you. And if you watch, you'll see them come in on the sides of the system, and it's time to get away. Now.
Evasion successful.
Can't catch me. I'm untouchable. Cool thing is that there's still a fuel depot in this area, so you don't have to scrounge for fuel. Bad thing is, fuel is still costly, so you will be paying for it. God, they need a boost function in this section. Something that just make you go faster. Of course, would probably be abused when you try to run from the Reapers, but it's not like it's hard to get away from the blasted things anyway. Oh, I like how it's like all the Reapers are on the edge of that area. So it's like, okay, so everything's in the same location. 2 wrecked fuel depots, like 10 meters apart or something. Pharos. There's something like that. I'm sure it's pronounced differently in Turian, but... So what'd I find? The Turian 79th Flotilla. And I think we have it all, and we are leaving. Because the last thing I want to do is tick off the Reapers again. And I think it's time to go meet a old friend in a new location. I'm just gassing up the old vehicle here. I paused for some reason. Why? Well, something or other. Now watch, this is something that I didn't realize. The moment you come back in system, the Reapers are on you. You have no choice but to run. But they go away if you complete a mission. So it's back to Palaven to finally get to work. Alright. And here we go. And this is one of the moons of Palaven, sorry. And it's, you never get to Palaven itself, which is kind of sad. But this actual moon has an atmosphere that allows you to walk on it and everything. Which is pretty intelligent. Apparently, the way it's set up was it was like some sort of a last resort defensive position in the Krogan Wars for like thousands of years ago. And now they're using it as a staging area against the Reaper. Which is pretty cool. I mean, it makes sense to me if you have that kind of resource. Now here's where I was trying to make a decision. Dropping the N7 Hurricane in equipment would give me more power ability, but the N7's weight was already reduced by the ultralight materials, so I wouldn't have to actually worry about it. The N7 Heavy Pistol is one of my favorite weapons in the game, and it's especially useful if you have like biotic powers that weaken armor and shielding, because it will just, you know, do the rest of it on its own, because it does the rapid fire thing. Of course, I still long for the Revenant, but I make do. Now, see, I'm always divided, because I'm trying to decide if I should boost my warp or defenses. And in this case, I went with the defenses. Insert disc 1. Again, bringing back in the thing I said earlier. All main missions, disc 1. All secondary missions, disc 2. I guess it made more sense when they were putting it together, but it just seems silly to me. I do understand that, you know, they were so hard pressed to fit this onto 2 discs, that they probably had concerns right from the get-go. I really think that the advent of digital media and eventually like putting 10 terabyte drives into a console will, just end disk media altogether. Yeah, the Normandy. Normandy is in town looking to wreck shop. And here's like the entire Turian, main fleet or something, saying, "Okay, come here, you buggers. We're gonna come beat your face in." And the Reapers are like, "Oh, really? Come get it." Admittedly, the freaking Turian ships are cool. I love the designs on those things. But I always thought it was hilarious that the Turians are figuring, yeah, we're gonna take you apart, and the Reaper's like, yeah, I don't think so. Still, they're putting up more of a fight than we did. And the Normandy's like, yep, I'm sneaking in the back door.
Oh no. No. Palaven.
That's right. It's getting torn up just like Earth.
Hell. They're getting decimated.
Strongest military in the galaxy, and the Reapers are obliterating it.
Was it like this on Earth?
Worse.
Yes.
Shepard. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I feel so sorry for
James,
Shepard throughout this
open
game
that
because
hatch.
she's just being beaten down by one thing after another. And it's just, you can see over time the weariness and the exhaustion. Like, yeah, I'm gonna rip you all apart with my machine gun. Believe it or not, the machine gun is not my best weapon for some reason. I find a particular weapon later on that I just love, but it does the job for now. You need bullet to the face, repeatedly. Freaking husks. Anyone who played Mass Effect just loathes these things.
Around the corner, past the first barricade.
Now this place has seen better days.
Hold your fire, friendly inbound.
Hold your fire, friendly inbound. I like that, it's like they don't care that I'm human anymore because the Reapers are just kicking the shit out of them. It's like, yeah, forget all the old animosity.
Try them again.
We got more concerns.
West Airfield, do you read? Nothing, sir. Not even static. Try them again. Respectfully, sir. We've been getting nothing. We could really use air support.
And I considered actually putting the sniper rifle in. And I eventually chose to put it in, but I think it was actually a mistake.
Get your men up on that north barricade.
Yes, sir.
Sergeant Bartis, find a way to get that comm tower operational.
Sir.
General?
Commander Shepard, heard you were coming, but I didn't believe it. General Corinthus.
I've come to get Primarch Fedorian.
That's gonna be a problem, isn't it?
Primarch Fedorian is dead. His shuttle was shot down an hour ago as it tried to leave the moon.
It's
Crap.
gonna complicate things. How bad is it, General?
We just lost about 400 men in half an hour. We set up camps on this moon as an advanced position to flank the enemy. A sound strategy. Just...
Not against the
Irrelevant.
Reapers.
exactly. The sheer force of the Reapers seems to make them immune to that sort of tactic. The Primarch and his men found that out the hard way.
I'm sorry. I hear he was a good man.
And a friend. He would have been an outstanding diplomat.
So what happens now?
Well, great.
The Turian hierarchy provides very clear lines of succession.
Right.
Who's
General
in
Corinthus?
charge?
With such heavy casualties, it's hard for me to be certain who the next Primarch is. Palaven Command will know. However, at the moment, contacting them is impossible. The comm tower is out. Husks are swarming that area. We can't get close enough to repair it.
Don't worry, General. I'll get your tower operational.
Thank you, Commander. I'll take care of things on this end.
All right, let's go.
I like how Shepard doesn't even ask, where it is or what forces she's against. It's like, yeah, no, Husks, comm tower, fix it. Yeah, I got this. Now here, with me wandering around, was me just actually looking for parts, weapons, and equipment.
Up and on your left. This is the main barricade.
Because as you explore these areas, you'll find all this gear and weaponry and equipment. I thought that was funny. They were sent winter gear. And then Hannah Cotter Greaves. You actually get different parts that you can use to upgrade your armor as you go along with different effects, which does become handy if you're playing a specific combat type or strategy. Now, let's see. Oh, not going that way apparently. Hate the noise those freaking Reapers make. And here's, a couple of Turians just holding off the line. It's like, yeah, you watch how the professional does it, kid. I'm gonna go wipe out some Husks. Oh, you want some? Wow. Okay, I'll hit you with the shockwave. The shockwave's just insanely deadly against Husks. And it's great because you can hit 3 or 4 at a time and just annihilate them. Anyone else? I didn't think so. Alright, who's fixing this?
We can't repair it from this panel. James, you're up for tower repair.
On it. Might take me a while, but I'll do my best.
In theory, I probably should have gone with Liara.
Here they come.
But I need Liara's biotic powers.
Let's take these monsters.
Yeah, right. I love how they're like, "Arr, I'm gonna grab you, whack. Off my friend." Now you'll notice I'm not using my powers nearly as fast as I used to. And that's because I've got the sniper equipped. And I think it's slowing down my power charge. Not much, but it does have an effect. And James has got us working again. That's the particle beam just vaporizing a target.
General, do you read? The comm tower is now operational.
Much appreciated, Commander. I'll contact Palaven Command.
Let me know when you've got something. I'll help your men till I hear from you.
Understood.
Shepard out.
Now, this is probably one of the larger levels in the game, and it does have some really cool moments. Not my favorite, but still pretty cool. Like James just punches a husk and it goes flying.
I will.
I never noticed it before. But when I told her to use the singularity, she did it from behind her back. That's a neat trick. I wish I could do that. Yeah, come on, guys. Walk up in front of my guns. And there we are.
Commander Shepard, come in.
Go ahead.
I have information from Palaven Command. Please return ASAP.
On our way.
Level up, baby. Yep, can't get up there, darn it. Yeah, I still wish they had tried to keep the mini-maps. Granted, they didn't have it in the second game either. But in the second game, the level design was usually a lot more straightforward. Plus, the environments were a lot more varied and distinct, in my opinion. I do like the visual effects in the backgrounds, but the actual, player level environments are kind of repetitive.
What have you got?
As your partner said, succession is usually simple. But right now, the hierarchy's in chaos. So many dead or MIA.
I need someone, I don't care who, as long as they can get us the Turian resources we need.
I'm on it, Shepard. We'll find you the Primarch.
And here's my buddy.
Garrus.
Garrus.
Vicarian, sir. I didn't see you arrive.
At ease, General.
Good to see you again.
I love that Garrus is now like above
If
generals.
we lose this moon, we lose Palaven. I'm the closest damn thing we have to an expert on Reaper forces, so I'm advising.
James, this is Garrus Vicarian. He helped me stop the Collectors. He's a hell of a soldier.
Lieutenant, good to see you too, Liara.
Good to see you in one piece, Garrus.
General Corinthus filled me in. We know who we're after.
Palaven Command tells me that the next Primarch is General Adrian Victus.
Ooh.
Victus. His name's crossed my desk.
Know him, Garrus?
I was fighting alongside him this morning. Lifelong military, gets results, popular with his troops. Not so popular with military command. Has a reputation for playing loose with accepted strategy.
What do you mean?
On Tatris, during the uprisings, his squad discovered a Solarian spy ring about the same time the Turian separatists did. Rather than neutralize the ring, he fell back. He even gave up valuable fortifications which the rebels took.
Then the rebels attacked the Solarians, and when both groups had worn each other down, Victus moved back in. Didn't lose a man.
Sounds like my kind of guy.
But wild behavior doesn't get you advanced up the meritocracy.
Primarch Victus. That should be something to see.
I like this guy already.
You think he can get the job done?
We both know conventional strategy won't beat the Reapers. Right now, he could be our best shot. And I trust him.
If Garrus trusts him, I'll
Let's
trust
get him on
him.
the shuttle and get out of here.
Commander! Shepard, come in!
And
wait,
I
Joker?
think
We're
we're
in the middle of a
about
war
ready to wrap up here. Apparently there's some trouble on the Normandy, though.
On the Normandy, Commander. It's like she's possessed. Shutting down systems, powering up weapons. I can't find the source.
I need the Normandy standing by. We may have to bug out.
Should I go back and take a look?
Do it. Garrus, you said you were with Victus this morning?
Yeah, but we got separated. He went to bolster a flank that was breaking. Could be anywhere out there.
We're trying to raise him, Commander.
Incoming harvester, headed for the airfield.
Oh man, that's gonna get ugly. So anyway, we're about ready to wrap up here. And next time, we'll wrap up Palaven, hopefully. And go on to the next set of adventures. This is Matt Cat, signing off.
Are you kidding? I'm right behind you.